If you have heard anything about what's going on in real estate, you know that the current market is crazy. Are you considering buying and selling soon, but you aren't sure what to expect in the next few months? Is the market slowing down? Are interest rates going up? Is this housing market bubble going to burst? Well, stick around and I will share with you some important factors that are contributing to this housing frenzy. Hi, if you are new here, I'm Tracy Sholin with the HàVN Group, and we help people relocate to the greater Atlanta area. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you want to hear more about moving to the greater Atlanta area. Now, let's talk about some words you may have heard a lot lately. Supply and demand. Think back to your economics class from high school. If you were paying attention in class instead of dreaming about your next prom date, you'll remember that the law of supply and demand describes how the price of a product tends to increase when the supply of that product decreases, making it rare to find. Now, unless you've been sleeping under a rock the last several months, you have witnessed the fact that there aren't enough houses to meet the demand to buy one. Simply put, there are currently more buyers than there are houses for sale in the market. Current data shows that the current market is undersupplied by 5.8 million houses. Yes, you heard that correctly. Here in Atlanta, we're looking at just over 1 month's supply of houses. That means if no other houses hit the market, all of the homes would be gone in a month. A 6-month supply is considered a balanced buyers and sellers market. Of course, this undersupply of houses inflates the cost of homes to extremely high prices. People are flocking to houses for sale, and more often than not, multiple offers are causing bidding wars. To be able to secure the house and win the bid, it means you must give your very best offer on the house. In some cities, houses are selling from 60 to 80% over the asking price. You can check out this video that will give you creative tips on how you can win the bid in this current market. It's not all about the price you offer. Unfortunately, it looks like the supply and demand ratio is going to continue to be out of sync for a while. This marks the 5th consecutive month of declining inventory. As long as the inventory levels remain this low, it will be hard for the housing market to return to a normal level of growth. So why is this happening? Why is the inventory so low, and why is it getting worse? There are several factors that have played a part. COVID forced a lot of lifestyle changes, and historically low interest rates had everyone in a frenzy to buy with more buying power due to these low rates. A lot of homeowners took advantage of the low rates and refinanced their home with the intent of staying put. But many other people chose to move out from cities with the new choice of working remotely. These more suburban areas farther from the city typically have even higher inventory shortages. Another factor contributing to the low supply is the lack of new construction. In February 2022, 29% of all home buyers were buying for the first time. Builders were not ready for the wave of all of these new buyers coming to the market. And to make matters worse, home builders are still struggling to keep up with the demand due to the supply chain issues and also the labor shortages, creating more delays and even higher costs for builders. If you are in the market for buying a new construction home, take a look at this video. It can give you some tips about how to buy a new construction home. Another reason inventory is shrinking is higher interest rates. Typically, a climb in interest rates slows the market down over time, but this increasing interest rate has corresponded to a climb in buyer urgency and lack of motivation for sellers to sell. Home buyers are frantic to buy a home now before the interest rates and home prices continue to climb even higher. And sellers don't really want to sell their homes with a 2.5 rate just to move to a new house with a 4.7 interest rate. A 4.7 rate won't buy you nearly the amount of house as a 2.5. Back in December 2021, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate was at 3.11. As of today, the national average interest rate is at 4.7% for a 30-year fixed mortgage. There is word on the street that interest rates are going to continue to spike up in order to combat the rising inflation levels. Now, as a little side note, if you are in the market to buy a house and have not spoken to your mortgage lender in the last week or so, you will definitely want to reach out to them because interest rates have been spiking. And this causes the maximum amount that you are pre-approved for to decrease. For every 1% that the interest rate goes up, the amount that a buyer can afford goes down by 10%. So for instance, if you were able to afford a $500,000 house when the rates were at 3%, you can only afford a $450,000 house at 4%. That's a big difference. Now, let's talk about what's going on with house sales, specifically the median sales price, which is the average price a house sells for. The national median existing, meaning not a new build, home price for all housing types in February was $357,300, which is up 15% from February of 21. Here in Atlanta, the median house price is over $400,000. That's an increase of 23% from 2021. So the big question is, will this housing bubble burst anytime soon? Is the market hitting a slowdown in the near future? Will it eventually be like 2008 when housing prices dropped significantly? Well, the short answer is really no, probably not. Most economists agree that this is a very different situation than back in 2008. For one thing, mortgages have much more stringent requirements because of what happened in 2008. Back then, lenders pretty much gave mortgages to whoever asked, and many of those buyers weren't very qualified and ended up having to foreclose. There were too many houses on the market back in 2007, 2008. The other huge difference is that what is driving the market today is purely a lack of inventory. Again, it's a low supply and high demand that is creating the house feeding frenzy. Now, does that mean that we won't see another shift in the market in the future? Well, of course not. The market will shift. It always does, eventually. However, be prepared for this market to stay pretty much the same for the rest of this year. Higher prices and higher interest rates. If you are a buyer, make sure to partner with a trusted real estate agent who knows your local market and how to win against multiple offers. I know it's frustrating, but don't lose hope. Give us a call or comment below. We'd be happy to give you free advice. If you are moving to or selling in the greater Atlanta area, we would love to help you. My team knows how to navigate this ever-changing market and would love to help make this transition as smooth as possible. If you liked this video, we'd greatly appreciate a thumbs up. If you want to learn more about Atlanta's suburbs and living in the South, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We post every Tuesday. Here are a couple more videos to get you started. See you next time.